Welcome everyone to our free webinar session presented by Century Business Solutions and sponsored by Sabre Limited. I'm excited to introduce today's topic, which is how to get your customers to pay their invoices faster. I'll take a moment to introduce myself. I'm Donna Simonovic, the marketing manager here at Sabre Limited, and our expert presenter today is Matt Rogers, Senior Business Relationship Manager at Century Business Solutions. Sabre Limited is an expert in Microsoft Dynamics Business Central ERP implementation and training for the manufacturing industry. Century Business Solutions is a leading financial and technology company offering the most competitive integrated payment solutions on the market today. Their all-in-one payment solution, eBizCharge, is specifically designed to reduce payment processing costs and inefficiencies while integrating with over 100 different accounting, ERP, and CRMs and other systems, including Business Central. We're estimating that today's webinar will take up to 45 minutes of your time. All of our webinars are recorded and loaded onto YouTube, so be sure to go to our Sabre Limited YouTube channel and check out more videos and subscribe to our channel so that you receive the notifications when new content is added. Or you can check in the chat window in this webinar for a direct link to subscribe. To ensure the best quality, everyone will be on listen-only mode, but if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and submit those by clicking on the chat icon and then typing your questions in the pop-up chat pane, and we'll answer your questions at the end of the session. So now I'd like to hand it over to Matt to begin our webinar. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you so much. And hello, everybody. My name is Matt Rogers. Again, I'm a Senior Business Relationship Manager here over at Century Business Solutions. So what we're going to be covering today, we're going to give you a little bit of information about us as a company, who Century Business Solutions is, and more importantly, talk to you about our eBizCharge platform and product and Microsoft D365 and really how it can help you in a number of ways. So first and foremost, Century Business Solutions ultimately is a payment processing organization. We started back in 2004. We actually got our start in the transportation industry a long time ago. And about the mid-2007-8 range is when we kind of migrated over to the ERP land. We saw a large need for integrated payments as the card not present and e-commerce world was sort of booming. And so what we did is we went out and hired a large kind of internal development team, and we wrote out and built out this eBizCharge platform to connect to all the various ERP and online e-commerce and CRM platforms out there to make the experience for the businesses really simple and easy to be able to get paid from their customers. So we're going to talk a little bit about what those integrations look like and how they work and how they help you later. But currently today we process a little over $6 to $7 billion annually in credit card payments. We've got over 40,000 users across our various platforms. And again, because we work with so many, right, our actually portfolio of those ERP platforms is vast, which also I believe has given us an advantage from a feature standpoint, because so many of our features and enhancements come from customer requests. We have so many different businesses that operate so many different ways. I think that you'll find that the feature set that we have really can fit just about any business model. From a support and compliance standpoint, everything here at Century Business Solutions is handled in-house. Our processing services are in-house. Our payment gateway, eBizCharge, and platform eBizCharge is designed and managed in-house, as is development and support. We're located on the West Coast. About 95% of our organization is located in our corporate headquarters on the West Coast. We've got a 24/7 support team over here that's always ready and willing to answer the phone. In fact, we only have a 35-second hold time to reach somebody. We're going to talk about PCI compliance stuff a little bit later, but PCI compliance and security is massive, is huge in the credit card world. Our eBizCharge solution is validated by PCI every single year, so all of our customers can be confident knowing that their data is securely stored and that they themselves are operating with an extreme reduction of liability of data that they are handling and needing. for their for their various businesses. You can find out more about our company at centurybizsolutions.com. You can see that we've been featured in many publications. We've got a great company story that you can check out about the owner of our company and really kind of the true American dream from starting from nothing and building quite the organization here. Yeah, and you can check out the different awards that we've won as well. So what we're here to talk about today is, again, eBizCharge, how you can securely get paid as efficiently really as possible. So our eBizCharge application, and I know specifically we're going to be talking about Business Central and Dynamics D365, but the typical way that most businesses get paid, really there's a various number of ways that they get paid, but generally speaking, you'll take an order over the phone or via fax or via email, right? You'll go into your ERP system, you'll generate that order, you then generally will leave that system to then collect that payment. So whether you're leaving to go grab a physical machine or you're going to an online website, you're then processing that transaction and you're manually coming back into that ERP system to apply that payment to whatever order, invoice, or invoices that customer is paying with you, right? So what eBizCharge will allow you to do is right from within the ERP application, right when you're generating that order or that invoice, you will be able to accept a payment directly inside of that system, and it will automatically apply the payment for you to whatever order, orders, invoices are being paid. So it's going to eliminate the time and the need to leave the platform, manage those payments somewhere else, then come back in and manually apply them, right? And as we all know, whenever you're having to do multi-step or do something manual, it kind of leaves the door open for mistakes to happen. We're humans, those kinds of things do happen. So by utilizing that eBizCharge platform, not only is it going to reduce the amount of steps and clicks and keystrokes that are required and needed, and really systems that are needed, but it's also going to eliminate the possibility of mistakes because it's all being used and operated in the ERP system. There really isn't a way for users to make mistakes. So it's certainly going to cut down the time that is needed to run the payments themselves and eliminate mistakes, which is obviously very, very important. Now, again, I talked earlier a little bit about PCI compliance, but PCI compliance security is obviously of the utmost importance. And so what we have done here at Century Business Solutions with our eBizCharge product is we have introduced several different features that offload the responsibility and really liability of handling credit card information or payments completely as a whole. So we've got three really great features that I'm going to talk about. The first one is called Request Payment Method. So what Request Payment Method does is on the customer or from the order, wherever you are at, you can click a button and it will send the customer instantly. It'll send them a one-time secure link that the customer can then open up on their side, enter their payment information in on their side, and then it's going to tokenize that credit card. Tokenize meaning it's going to store that credit card in our online payment gateway, which we host, which again, we are PCI compliant, and it's going to pull back in to your ERP system, right, Business Central. It's going to pull back in a credit card reference coin, which we in the business call a token. And that token is what is going to be stored in that platform as a usable credit card. All right, so now you can complete your order, you can charge that credit card with that credit card token that now exists in the ERP, and it's going to do exactly what we talked about earlier, right? It's going to apply that payment for you, and your process really is going to be done. Right, so it's going to eliminate the transmission of credit card data by using this request payment method tool. So PCI compliance really is all about two things: the transmission of credit card data and the storage of credit card data. With the Century Business Solutions eBizCharge product, you can eliminate both of those things, which will essentially remove you from scope of PCI compliance, which is, ultimately the goal, right? To be completely out of having to deal with any of that. So request payment method is that first option, that first tool. The second option is called email pay. What email pay allows you to do is pretty self-explanatory. Many of you have probably used something like this in your personal lives when your cable bill or your cell phone bill or whatever, whoever, sent you a bill via email where you can simply click to pay. You can open up, whatever invoice they've sent you, and you can make a payment right there. That's exactly what this email pay technology that we have for Business Central is. You can easily send the customer your invoice out of Business Central. The customer will get a notification. It'll prompt them. It'll say, hey, you have invoice number 1234. Please log on, or please rather click and pay. They'll click a button. It'll open up a secure web form that we host ourselves. Customer can enter their payment information right then and there. And unlike request payment method, where they're just kind of giving you that card to keep on file, with email pay, they're actually charging the card outright. So when they charge that card on their side, it's going to pull that payment on that invoice, it's going to pull it back in to Business Central, and it's going to apply it to the invoice that they're paying. So again, all you're really doing is sending them an invoice like you traditionally would anyways, and they are going to be able to click on that email pay option. It's going to open up our web form. They can put their payment information in, and it's going to pull that payment into Business Central and apply it to that invoice for you, taking out many steps, right? So from a PCI compliance standpoint, it's eliminating the transmission, it's eliminating the storage, which is what you want, and it's also eliminating all of the payment processing steps for you. You're no longer having to take the payment yourself or apply the payment at all, right? So it's skipping that entire process for you, which is really great. Plus, nowadays it's 2021, almost 2022. People are very conscious of their data. Many of us have had to have new credit cards issued to us for one reason or another. It certainly makes people feel a lot better when they get to handle their own information as opposed to giving it to somebody else, right? So it's certainly great for that. So that's option number 2. And then option number 3 is our payment portal, our customer payment portal. So a part of our product, our eBizCharge product, is a fully hosted customer payment portal. So this is a site that we brand for you, right? We put your logo on it. We design it how you want it to be designed. We use the color scheme that you want. You can see the one on my screen, right, is for Roto-Rooter. Many of you probably know who they are. They're a customer of ours. And so with this site, your customers will be able to go online and view all of their invoices, and as well as their history. So they can go online, they can view all the invoices they still owe on. It will even remind them when their invoices are due or when they're past due and prompt them to actually pay. They'll be able to see past invoices that they have paid previously, email themselves receipts. It's a full-blown self-service tool, which is wonderful. So this is an awesome collections product because it'll help you get paid on whatever AR balances any of you may be carrying by encouraging them to make payments. And the same kind of idea from an application of payment happens. Customer can log on, they can view all their invoices, they can select an individual or multiple invoices that they're paying. As they make those payments, you are notified, and those payments download, they pull into Business Central and apply to however many invoices that customer is paying, right? So again, eliminating the storage, eliminating the transmission. So from a PCI compliance, you're golden, and it is kind of doing all that legwork for you, which is really nice. This last year, in 2021, we also added 2 really great features to this customer payment portal. One of them called recurring billing. So for those of you that have software as a service plans or any kind of subscription type of billing, you can set that up in our customer payment portal in whatever billing cycle you want to charge that customer $100 or $1,000 at whatever really amount at whatever intervals you want, weekly, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, monthly, quarterly, annually, whatever. And on that schedule, whatever you set up, that payment method will be charged, and that payment will automatically be applied to their account, so you can then apply it to whatever invoice or orders you are creating for that customer to manage that subscription style, which is really, really nice. And then finally, the most recent feature we have implemented to our customer payment portal is what we call statement auto pay. So many of you have something, very similar to like this auto pay set up with like your cell phone carrier or your cable company, or there's many other subscription type things that we all have in our personal lives. But essentially, on a day of the month, a given day of the month, our statement auto pay will look at whatever invoices are currently outstanding, and it will automatically charge them and apply all those payments to whatever invoices are out there automatically for you on, again, whatever given day of the month. So if you want it to be the 30th every month or the 5th of every month, you get to set that, and whatever their balance is at that given time, it'll automatically charge all those invoices and apply them for you in Business Central. So from a collection standpoint, it's really, really phenomenal. The customer actually can enroll themselves in this statement auto pay as well. So you don't have to do it necessarily. The customer can log in. They can set themselves up for auto pay, which again is probably the best scenario that could be, where you're going to get paid, and as the process is just going to run, it's going to apply to the invoices that are being paid. It's really kind of the best scenario for all, right? So through some of these features that I've talked about already today, and a lot of others really that we haven't discussed, which we will do kind of customized demos for each business, because everyone kind of operates differently. eBizCharge really helps you in a lot of different ways. It helps you from a keystroke standpoint, right? Keeping you centralized, keeping you in your ERP system, automatically applying payments for you, handling PCI compliance and security, and really giving your customers as many easy options to pay. And that really is very, very important. In the B2B world, it really isn't normalized like it is in the B2C world, right? If you go to Target or if you go to Best Buy, they've got an app where you can order and pick up and have it delivered, and there's just so many options. If you go to Starbucks, you can download their app. You can literally order while you're on your way to Starbucks. They will generate your order, set it off to the side. You can come into the store, not talk to anybody, pick up your coffee, and leave. I mean, they have spent millions and millions of dollars to make that customer experience good and easy, right? So people choose to work with them for many, many reasons, right? And so really, we in the B2B world should be thinking the same way. How do we make it easy for our customers to pay us, right? A lot of businesses that don't have a way of getting paid online or via email, the only way that you get paid is if you communicate generally over the phone or via email, right? But what if the stars don't align? What if you're on different time zones? What if it's hard to get a hold of that person on the phone because they're busy, right? You should have different options in different ways for those customers to be able to get a hold of you and pay you, whether they're in the office or on their couch or on a beach in Maui or wherever. If you're utilizing eBizCharge, those customers, they can figure out a way to pay you just about any way they please, which ultimately will help you get paid faster and make your overall process just more streamlined and really easy, right? That's what we're trying to do here, with our eBizCharge product. So generally speaking, what does eBiz do for you? It gets you less time, or it makes it so that you're spending less time taking payments. You're reducing your liability from a PCI compliance standpoint, which really, again, in this day and age, is huge, right? You're spending less time making collections calls. You're making less time. You're taking less time trying to get paid, and again, giving your customers really better payment options so that people can really pay you at any time, whenever they want. So finally, cost. The wonderful thing about eBizCharge is that because we, Century Business Solutions, are a payment processor, and to utilize our eBizCharge platform, you would need to utilize our payment processing service, and we have a policy here to match or beat whatever current pricing you've already previously negotiated. So this product, including all of the features that we have talked about today, literally is a free to negative cost option for you. The payment processing application, costless. The features, email pay, payment portal, no cost. Implementation, support, maintenance, licensing for our eBizCharge platform, our product, support, training, anything that you can possibly think of, costless. We take over as a service provider, again, which we match or beat. Most of the time we beat whatever current rates options you have. So really this is a phenomenal option to streamline procedures, lower costs, get paid faster, really, a number of different options. So that's really all I have for everybody today. We can certainly go over questions, really anything at this time.
Great. Well, thanks, Matt. That was a great presentation. So we're going to open up the floor to some questions that came in through the chat. The first one is what is the implementation process like?
Sure. Yeah. So let me kind of walk through what that looks like. So being that we are the payment processor, right, the first steps in our process is to get a new merchant account approved with that client, right? So there's, just like with any merchant account, with any credit card processing service, there's an underwriting component to this where we build a profile, we have some paperwork signed, and then that account gets approved. That usually takes about 1 to 3 days for that paperwork and account approval process to happen. Once that is done and the account is approved, we are ready to go. We have a really good, large internal support and development team that I talked about earlier. So we are ready to get you implemented. So we will connect with the Microsoft partner, right, Sabre, and we will get access to the Business Central system. In this particular case, we will install and load our system. We will configure the add-on to kind of fire when you want it to fire. We'll enable all of the different features you want. So if you're wanting to use email pay, or you're wanting to use the payment portal, right, we'll design that portal. We'll get the templates all designed for the email pay option and add all of those to the installation package that we then deploy. So that installation process takes about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the feature set that you're wanting to throw in. And then we do training, right? So we have as much training and support as you want. It's not limited. Where one of our support representatives will, get on a meeting very similar to one like this, and really hold hands and go through every different process, where money goes, how it posts, what options you have, how you do this, how you do that, so that the customer is comfortable. Usually we allocate an hour per training session, and again, you can have as many sessions as you want. But I would say that most people, from start to finish, that whole process takes about between 1 to 2 weeks of, green light, let's get going, get the paperwork done, get the account approved, get installed, do training, get comfortable, go live. I would say that between 1 to 2 weeks is kind of that whole kind of life cycle from start to finish.
That's great. It's a quick implementation. So we have another question that came through. It says, I'm locked into a contract with another provider. What are my options?
Yes, so this is a common thing that that we run into with a lot of clients that were coming on board. First and foremost, we have no contract, right? So we are a month-to-month service. Customers are with us because they want to be with us, not because they have to be with us. But if you currently are locked into a contract, the options you would have is obviously eliminating that contract. So there will be some kind of a termination fee to end that current agreement. Those termination fees are usually somewhere between about $200 to $500 is kind of what is normal, depending on what processor you use. What a lot of customers will do is they will kind of keep their current agreement in place with their current processor and just open up an account with us and just really no longer use that one and keep that account open until that contractual period expires and then end that agreement. There usually is very minimal cost to do it that way. Most payment processors will have some kind of small fee that they have as kind of like an account maintenance or account on file type fee of $10 or $20 a month. So that's really all it costs sometimes to keep that current account open while utilizing ours, which really is generally no big deal because, as I had mentioned earlier, from a cost standpoint, we have a match or beat policy. And I would say the beating part happens about 95% of the time. So a lot of times we're saving customers more, far more money than they're having to pay to keep that other account open in case that's what they need to do and they can't end it for whatever reason.
The last question that's come through the chat, which I think you already touched on, but we can go over it again, is how much does the eBizCharge solution cost?
Right. Yes. And this, to be honest, is kind of a hard to believe thing. That's kind of generally the reactions that we get because people in the software world they're used to having to pay, right? They're used to having to pay for software or pay for licenses or pay for implementation or pay for support or pay for ongoing training or maintenance or whatever, right? But again, one of the really nice things about working with our eBizCharge solution and Century Business Solutions as the payment processor is that the product itself does not cost anything. So you're not having to buy software, you're not having to buy licenses, you're not paying for implementation or support or training or future upgrades, right? All of that stuff, that is all complimentary with our credit card processing service. And again, on the credit card processing side, we have a match or beat policy here where we will not charge you more than what you are currently paying today. So this is a zero to possibly negative cost solution for you. On the payment processing side, we also have a couple different pricing models that we offer. One of them being the more popular options as of late is flat rate pricing, which is really nice, where customers just kind of pay a flat rate on all of their volume. So it's just kind of a predictable fixed cost. Seems to be popular lately. But we have several other options, that we present at the time of proposal, just to really enable the customer to choose what they like best and what they want. So yeah, literally can't say this any other way. No cost for the product at all. We just earn the payment processing business, which again will cost you either the same or more likely less than what they have right now.
All right. Well, thanks for further explaining that, Matt. So that looks like it's all the questions we have for today. So if any other questions come up about how eBizCharge can help you with getting your payments faster, or you'd like to book a meeting or one-on-one demo, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to help. My contact information is on the screen, and for more information about Sabre Limited, you can visit us at sabrelimited.com. And I want to thank everyone who attended, and we hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you for watching our videos. Please follow our channel by clicking here to stay up to date with the latest content, or click here for more great videos. Don't forget to visit our website at sabrelimited.com. We look forward to seeing you next time.